You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, is video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Greetings, humans. This is Anonymous, or One Anon, broadcasting from his parents' basement, intent on finding the truth. Jokes aside, that was one hell of an actual hearing. We actually got Grush under oath testifying. So let's get down to the takeaways from the July 26th hearings that just really happened today. So there's IRAD abuse, and what an IRAD is a independent research and development under a particular, like, let's say corporation, let's say Lockheed Martin, Boeing. They all have their independent research divisions. And basically what was told to Congress is that defense contractors are misappropriating funds with government collusion, mentioning self-funding entities involved. So that's interesting, and that really needs to be looked into, because we're really about transparency on my end of the stick. Total 100% government transparency with the American people on this topic is needed. So it also turns out that Grush has spent 11 hours with both Intel committees. So basically he's been talking to them back and forth. I'm not sure if they used a skiff. And for those who don't know what a skiff is, it is a sensitive compartmented information facility, or it even could mean sensitive compartmentalized information facility. That's where they tell secrets to each other without being snooped on by various other governments in the world. Grush has stated that contractors have craft and non-human biologics, which probably means non-human biological entities that probably are intelligent, obviously, if they're piloting these crafts. The U.S. government contractors have intimidated, hurt, and potentially murdered would-be whistleblowers. He was specifically asked who was harmed or killed, and he told the investigation committee or the committee that he would tell them in a secured environment, which again means a skiff. He was asked who was in charge of these programs and who had access to this information, and he said both senior executive officials in both military and Department of Defense contractors, and also unelected officials, which basically means what? That there's companies running the show in the United States of America. There's companies, these corporations have no oversight and are doing black projects behind the American public's back, and we're paying for it. Why can't we have free college? Why can't we have free healthcare? Well, maybe it's because these damn corporations are using all the money for it with their black projects. Yes, I understand there's different political points of view on these things, but to tell you the truth, they're stealing from you folks, and it's not good. Let's continue. It was stated that satellite imagery of crashes, tests, and crash retrievals exist. So they need to really get on this. And it looks like the cool thing about all this is we seen members acting in a bipartisan manner. There was no partisan politics involved in this. There was AOC, there was Gates, Getz, whatever, however you pronounce his name. There were right-wingers and left-wingers sitting there at the table wondering what the hell is actually going on. And it was really interesting to see. Let's get back into it. It was also stated that U.S. government contractors have advanced technology that has been made from reverse engineered craft. Or reverse engineered technology that has been derived from these craft. Interesting. Grush stated that his wife and him were intimidated in a disturbing way, but would not get into details and would only talk about it in a skiff, in a secure environment. Grush stated that he knows people that have seen the non-human biological entities that pilot these crafts. He also stated that he has seen photos and documents pertaining to non-human biological entities and the crafts that they pilot. Gates testified as a, not witness, but as a guest congressperson, that he saw UFO footage of an orb, UAP, and basically that it was in a formation with other orbs that made a type of diamond shape, and that these images that were shown to him were in high definition and in detail. Grush was also asked about why he keeps referring to them as non-human intelligence, and he stated that he wanted to keep an open mind about what they actually are, as he really doesn't know. They could be interdimensional, or they could be part of the holographic principle, which again means pretty much interdimensional. Grush also stated that he saw footage of a shot down craft of unknown origin, and it was otherworldly, as he stated. It was also stated that people have been injured working on legacy reverse engineering programs and potentially hurt by non-human intelligences. So does that mean that they've attacked us, or have we really, we really need to get into this too. Have we shot first? Because it seems like we shoot first. They might be in our airspace, but we're kind of shooting at them first, aren't we? Let's figure that out before we start shooting more of these things down, before we end up in a lot more trouble. Grush also stated in front of the committee and the hearing that he would tell everything classified that they would like to know in a skiff. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez asked about who was involved in this. She wanted a listing of individuals, and Grush said that he would give her a list of those involved directly after the hearing. Here's a really interesting tidbit too. According to Grush, the statement made by Dr. Fitzpatrick of AARO that there is no evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or objects defying known science, those are inaccurate and false. And Grush also stated that he's under oath and Fitzpatrick was not. Isn't that interesting that Dr. Fitzpatrick was not under oath when testifying? Maybe they should bring him back and put him under oath and then slap him with all the evidence that, of course, is still classified. Grush was asked about NHI communications, non-human intelligent communications. Have we communicated with them? Has the government communicated with them? Do we have treaties with them? Grush stated that he can only talk about this in a classified setting. It sure seems that the Congress people were taking him seriously, both from the left and the right. And I'm surprised that Senators Schumer got involved in this, stating that it needs to be declassified and that the American public needs to know what's going on. So, give me your takes on this. I know, Anonymous, we still want the leaks. And if we can't have those leaks, and if some whistleblower hears this tell you what, drop it off at a congressperson's office. Do something. Get it out there. Expose these corrupt idiots. We as a species could be so much further along technologically and spiritually, but there are just entities involved in our government that are holding us back. And this is ridiculous. We need to move forward. Get it out there. Drop it off. Leak it. Enough is enough. The American people, the people of the world have had enough. We really have. There's so much suffering in this world that you could really put an end to if you got off your ass and leaked this stuff and gave us something. Not just anonymous. I'm talking about Congress, Senate, somebody. Just get it to somebody. That's all. And how come anonymous can't hack this stuff? We've already spent over this 1 billion times. I'm always seeing that little troll of, can't you guys get into anything? No, we can't. We admit that. We don't have to have an ego about getting into, different systems. We cannot get into compartmentalized systems that are in a secure environment. Absolutely not. No hacker on this planet can. You'd literally have to physically walk through a door, get past security measures, and then get to a terminal, of which then you'd have to access with credentials. That's not that easy, is it? You'd probably end up dead. All right, my rant is over. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, subscribe. Much more content on the way. Love each other. Don't fight. Be at peace. Later.